You ever get a question that makes your stomach drop before you even finish processing it? Like your brain is buffering, but your gut already hit the alarm? That tight feeling in your chest that screams something's off, but you can't quite explain why? Yeah. That's not anxiety. That's your instincts clocking a liar before your conscious mind does. And here's the wild part. The most dangerous liars aren't the ones telling obvious lies. They're the ones asking carefully crafted questions. Questions designed to flip the whole situation so fast your head spins. Questions that sound innocent on the surface but are actually psychological traps with a pretty bow on top. Today, we're going to expose 5 of the most manipulative questions liars use to control, confuse, and corner you. Because knowledge is armor. And once you recognize these moves, they stop working on you forever. Whether it's a sneaky coworker, a manipulative partner, a fake friend who smiles to your face and gossips behind your back, or some random person trying to guilt trip you into something, this video is your cheat code. We're breaking down exactly what these questions mean, why liars use them, and how to respond without losing your cool or your power. Stay till the end because I'm featuring my favorite comment from the last video, and trust me, it's a good one. Here's what we're covering. The 5 questions liars use to hijack conversations. Why these questions feel disorienting even when they sound harmless. How to identify them in real time, and how to shut them down cleanly. By the time this video ends, you'll be able to sit across from a manipulator, hear them start talking, and already know exactly what game they're playing before they finish the sentence. Alright, let's get into it. No fluff, no filter, just the truth about how liars operate. 1. How could you think that about me? Oh, this one. This is manipulation wrapped in wounded feelings, tied with a guilt ribbon. You confront someone, you have evidence, you have receipts, and instead of addressing a single thing you brought up, they pivot immediately to performing emotional devastation. How could you think that about me? Suddenly you're not talking about what they did. You're apologizing for having the audacity to notice it. That's the trap. This question isn't about hurt feelings. It's a deflection maneuver, a way to yank the spotlight off their behavior and shine it on your character instead. Liars use this because it works. Most people don't want to hurt others. So the moment someone acts wounded, our natural instinct is to backpedal. We soften. We say, I didn't mean it like that, I just thought. And then boom, the conversation is dead and they walked away clean. Here's what you need to understand. A genuinely innocent person's first instinct is to explain, clarify, or deny specifically. A manipulator's first instinct is to make you feel terrible for asking. Notice which one you're dealing with. 2. Why do you always have to make everything a big deal? Congratulations, you just got minimized. This question is a masterclass in emotional dismissal. Something real happened, something that matters. And instead of engaging with it, they shrug it off and make you sound hysterical for caring. This is one of the oldest tricks in the manipulation playbook because it attacks your credibility without touching the actual issue. They're not saying it didn't happen. They're saying your reaction to it is the problem. They're saying you are the problem. And if you take the bait, if you start defending how big or small the deal is, you've already lost the thread. Now you're in a debate about your emotional calibration instead of their actions. Real talk? People who genuinely care about you don't weaponize your feelings against you. They don't make you feel stupid for being hurt. When someone keeps calling your valid concerns overreactions, they're not confused about your emotions. They're uncomfortable with your clarity. 3. Why can't you just let things go? This one has a fake spiritual energy to it. Like they've been on a wellness retreat, and they're very enlightened now, and you, with your questions and your memory, are just vibrating too low. But strip away the Zen performance, and here's what this question actually means. Stop holding me accountable. That's it. That's the whole message. Liars and manipulators absolutely hate that you remember things. They hate that you connect dots. They hate that yesterday's lie is still relevant today. So they try to rebrand your memory as bitterness. They try to make moving on sound like the same thing as letting them off the hook. Here's the distinction. Letting go of anger is healthy. Letting go of truth is dangerous. You can heal without pretending something didn't happen. You can move forward without handing a free pass to someone who never apologized. When someone tells you to just let things go before they've taken any responsibility, what they're really asking is for you to carry the weight of their actions alone while they walk free. No thank you. 4. Why are you bringing up the past? Because the past is literally how patterns work. Because the third time something mysteriously happens is no longer a coincidence. Because you're not a goldfish and you refuse to pretend you are. Liars love this question because it sounds reasonable on the surface. Let's focus on the present. Great message. Terrible timing. When someone keeps repeating the same behavior and then tells you that referencing their history is unfair, that's not a fresh start. That's a reset button being pushed every single time consequences get close. History isn't irrelevant. History is data. It tells you whether someone has actually changed or whether they've just gotten better at managing the window between incidents. If bringing up the past is always framed as the problem, ask yourself, whose convenience does that serve, yours or theirs? 5. Do you even want this to work? The nuclear option. Liars save this one for when everything else has failed and they can feel the walls closing in. This question is an emotional hostage situation. It reframes the entire relationship, the whole history, and dangles it in front of you like a bargaining chip. Suddenly it's not about what they did, it's about whether you're committed, whether you're willing, whether you're the kind of person who gives up. It's brilliant in the most manipulative way possible, because it activates your fear of loss, your fear of being the bad guy, your fear of regret. And in that emotional fog, you forget that none of this is actually about you. Here's the cold truth. Someone who genuinely wants something to work focuses on fixing their behavior, not testing your loyalty. They don't hold the relationship over your head like a threat. And if someone is only willing to commit to the relationship after you drop your concerns, that's not love, that's a negotiation tactic. So let's bring it all home. Liars don't just lie. They engineer conversations where you end up confused and they end up comfortable. Every single question we covered today has one purpose: to redirect, to destabilize, and to make sure accountability never actually lands. But here's the thing about patterns. Once you see them, you cannot unsee them, and that's your superpower now. You walk into a conversation, you hear one of these questions, and your brain calmly goes, there it is. No panic, no spiral, just clarity. Protect your peace like it's the most valuable thing you own, because it is. And stop letting people who owe you honesty turn your pursuit of it into a character flaw. The next time someone asks you, why are you making this such a big deal? Look at them calmly and say, because apparently one of us has to. If this hit different, subscribe. This channel is for people who are done being confused by people who aren't even sorry. Let's build that community.